You know I'm live, do you?
Yeah, I just found out. Yeah,
Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. What's brought you here, I suppose?
yeah. Well, I came from a YouTube video yesterday, and I just had a couple questions about sort of the ideology of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because just now you were kind of talking about animal sentience. I wanted to ask, like, do you think that's categorically the same as like human sentience?
Yeah, categorically. We have like
It
higher
is.
order. Yeah, we have higher order consciousness on top of sentience, but the sentience that we have is the same sentience that a chicken has.
Right, but it's a bit of a meta question. Sorry if that's not really
Mhm.
allowed or what you guys think of that, but like, do you think they would have free will the same, or is it sort of just like instinct based, like sensory experience thing?
Well, first of all, people like kind of dog on instinct, and I'm not sure why. Like, instinct is something that is a product of sentience. Instinct is basically just like a memory of past events that allow us to create heuristics that make us like act a certain way. Now, some instincts are like I guess genetic or whatever. Like if you bring a kitten that was like abandoned immediately after they were born. If you bring them home and you put them in like what is it called, like where they make poop, they won't necessarily know what to do immediately. But if you like
Mhm.
scratch their paws around, right, they'll kind of know what's happening, and they'll know like to
Yeah,
bury the poop or something like that. So like human babies also have some of those, not as developed, I guess, as animals. So animals have
but
like a bit
yeah,
more instincts, I guess. But like for most of the time, instinct is just like basically just like remembering past issues and acting accordingly.
yeah, but I mean, would you not say humans have a different level of that, like abstract kind of logic and
Well,
creativity and even like
that
moral
higher,
agency sort of thing?
yeah, sure. There's like higher consciousness that we have. Like we have the second order consciousness. Like as I explained to the other person. So like the first order consciousness is I want cake, right? Or I like
Hmm.
cake, something like that. The second order is, oh, should I eat too much cake though? Because like I don't know, it's just like not very healthy, or I'm gonna get bloated, or tomorrow I'm gonna have to pay for it somehow. Blah blah blah, whatever. It's just like not good for my longevity, shit like that, right? So that's like higher order consciousness that humans experience. Some animals have like a little bit of that, but generally speaking, um, not all animals, but only animals can be sentient, and whoever's sentient, they're sentient in the same way. They just maybe have like
Can
a, yeah.
can I also add one thing which we a lot of the times forget is that a lot of animals do have better sensory inputs. Like dogs, for example, they can smell better, they can hear better. There's birds can fly. So there's a lot of animals that have all of these sensory inputs that are even better, that are better than ours or different than ours. So in that sense, sentience, their experience, their subjective experience of the world is of course different from ours. But who's to say which one is better, right? Like I could imagine that a dog walking on the street, smelling so much, could literally be having a totally different story than I walking down the same street, because they might interpret all forms of movement that have happened over there because of the smell. So would it be that my experience is superior to theirs because I can somehow judge some of it? I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe their experience is even better than that because they can also judge some part of it. So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, is that not a valid reason? Because you guys earlier were asking for a good reason to kind of have a sort of bias towards humans, I guess, or like a reason why humans, like a
Well,
logical
you
reasons
tell
why
us, right?
humans could be valued.
I mean, you tell
Sorry?
us. Do you think it's a good reason to like slaughter everyone who's not sapient?
When you say sapient, does that just mean like intelligent? Like, I don't really know.
Higher order consciousness is the thing that we as humans have. Animals have
Right.
it only like a little bit, and then they're all animals, like all these sentient animals are sentient. I guess I'll do it like that.
I think for me, I don't necessarily value sentience just as this kind of sensory experience. I mean,
Yeah, well,
that's almost,
just tell us what you, how you like. Why is having sapience of a species justifies to slaughter all the non-sapient things?
I'm not
Just
really
tell
arguing about sapience. It's more so like a category
us.
of things like we can stick on free will if that's something you wanted to talk about, but I think that's something exclusive to humans, basically.
Okay, so why does that justify exploiting and slaughtering animals? Is the question.
Because that's what essentially I value in sentient humans, is the fact that we have
Sure.
free
Why?
will. And
Sure. Why?
why?
Yeah.
Well, I just gave you the reason why. That's what I value.
Well, no, it's what I value is just like, well, those are just my feelings, right? If you value it, you can actually explain why you value it, right?
Well, I didn't explain why. I guess not like a fundamental level, but I mean, we're all arguing about preferences, are we not?
Yeah, but preferences are like not irreducible. You can justify preferences. You should justify
How would you
preferences. But
justify it?
hold on, you should justify preferences when your preferences like exploit and slaughter like trillions of animals per year, right? You should justify that shit.
Mm,
If it was like,
well,
justify to me what flavor of vegan ice cream you like, I don't give a shit, right? You don't have to justify it, just like your
but is
preference. But if your preferences causes like somebody to like have their throat cut, yeah, you should justify that shit.
but is that not like not? I'm not trying to be like a harsh. Is that not like special pleading though? Like a little bit, just because it's kind of saying
In what
certain
way?
things need to be justified, certain preferences. Like I don't know. I thought we were all arguing about preferences because we're not talking about like an objective stance on this, right?
Well, sure. Can't you justify your preferences? Do you think like a preference is like irreducible?
Well, I guess my preference is that I value the abstract sort of
Sorry, are
logic
you
that
not
we have
understanding what I'm
access to.
asking you? I'm asking you, all right? Like, is the preference, if is the argument I have a preference for shit, is that like the
That's
bottom
your
of the
argument too, though.
barrel?
That's my point.
I'm asking, is that the bottom of the barrel for you? Can you not go deeper?
Well, yeah, on a normative level, but I mean, I have more of a theistic worldview. But in terms of just, I can argue like just basic
Wait,
kind of.
you arguing for preferences and you have like a theistic worldview? Shouldn't you be arguing for like objective morality?
But that kind of would almost ruin the debate because I'm going to say that I have the right worldview that can account for
Then
logic
what
and
the fuck are you
reason and
doing, Dylan? We're talking to
morality.
you. We're not talking to like some like we're not asking you to be devil's advocate. We're talking to you as a human being, as Dylan. So
Okay,
please
but
tell us your things, right? Please tell me if you can or cannot justify your preferences, or are you saying no, preference is just like the bottom of the barrel, like first order consciousness. I want cake. I like cake. And you don't have like the second order. Well, I like cake, but like blah blah blah. All the
well,
stuff that
yeah.
we usually do as second order beings, right?
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm going to argue from a theistic standpoint, I'm going to say that's links to free will. We've been given free will; other animals do not
So
have
are
it.
you abandoning
Um,
preferences? I just want to make sure because otherwise I'm going to be incredibly confused. Because usually people, when people talk about like like theistic things, that means like morality is objective. God gave us like a bunch of laws to like follow. Why the fuck are you talking about preferences? Is what I'm asking.
well, I think you're arguing about preferences, and I was trying to match that instead of
No,
saying I've
Dylan,
got the right.
just to be clear, I'm going to disconnect if you're not going to be honest about your values because I don't know what the point is then.
I'm giving you my value. I can argue from my preferences,
Yeah,
no?
no, just argue from your values. If you have a value set that is God said this, then are you
Yeah.
not abandoning your preferences? You're following someone else's, right?
Yeah, just to be
Well,
clear, what
it's
we
not
want
God's
is
preference, though, is it? It's
no.
his nature, isn't it? So.
I
So,
didn't
so Dylan,
I didn't hear you.
So Dylan, when you say something is right or wrong, right? Like we're asking you, is exploiting animals for optional products right or wrong? And if you're saying it's right, we're asking you, why is that right according to you? We're not asking you what's the popular opinion because we already know that. We're not asking you what other people say because we already know that, right? We're asking you specifically about yourself, your opinion. Why do you think it's right to exploit animals for optional products?
So yeah, it'd be a theistic argument about, well, this is essentially God's nature is essentially that we have access to free will, they don't, and we have, I guess, we're allowed to according to
Okay,
scripture.
let's just do this quick. What's God's nature? What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that? I
Mm-hmm.
mean he's good, ultimately good.
Oh, so his nature is good.
Yeah, I mean I didn't really want to do a religious argument to be
Well,
honest.
this
I
is the
mean that's
thing.
kind of
You're
what.
trying to appeal to this, just to be clear, right? So So God is good. So are things good because God commanded them? Or is the
It's now
inverse?
turning into a religious debate, though, which is what I tried to avoid.
So you're
you
using
can't
religion to justify
Yeah.
stabbing animals to death for
Yeah.
taste pleasure.
Only
so-
because you forced me to. I was trying to argue on a normative level,
Well, no,
and I
I've
was
not.
saying what
No,
I
hang
value,
on.
and you were saying what you value, and then
I'm
you
not.
said
Sorry.
you can't argue by preferences.
Sorry, I'm not forcing you to do so. If I'm saying I want you to be honest with why you justify exploiting and killing non-human animals. That I'm not forcing
Well,
anything there.
I do care about the normative logical arguments for it. That's why I was arguing that initially.
But what do you what is so fill in the blank for me. I, Dylan, think it's justified to exploit animals, farm them, and send them to the slaughterhouse because
They weren't given free will like we were. They haven't got moral agency like we do, etc.
Okay, so Dylan, just to be clear, what age do you think a child is given free will? Is it around 7?
Well, categorically, there are two distinct things. It's a category error, no?
Does a 3-year-old child, human child, have free will?
Yeah, I think so, or they at least will do.
What religion are you? Are you Catholic?
No. I'd
What's
say,
your
well,
religion?
I believe Christianity is the most plausible.
So usually Christians think it's around age 7 when children have free will. Before that, they don't.
Sure,
Like
but they also think categorically humans are distinct from animals, so it's kind of it's a category error.
Sorry, just to make sure that
So
you
wait, I
still
thought you
like
said free
Dylan.
will, not
Joe, just
human.
hold on.
Go
Just
ahead.
to make sure, Dylan, are you like still arguing from a position of somebody else? Like, can you give us like the specific type of Christian that you are?
I've been arguing my position the whole time. I've been saying what I personally feel about it, and
Yeah,
I
so
guess
what
that
type of
ultimately links
Christian
back.
are you? Because there are like 10,000 types.
Yeah.
None of them
Well, I don't
agree.
want to represent my particular sect. So
Can I just say it's very confusing, Dylan? This is all over the place because you say you've been showing your view this entire time, but you're saying, okay, well, the preferences of what's guiding me, my preferences, and then your justification is the preference of God. So
I
which
didn't
one
say
is
preference, but what I've been arguing the whole time is the same. It's the same points. It's the fact that we categorically are distinct from animals because we have, I guess, moral agency, free will, and a whole list of metaphysical categories. That's my point.
Yeah, we can be distinct while having a threshold that doesn't allow for killing these other sentient beings and exploiting them. So you saying, oh, well, we're different, that doesn't then tell us anything about what we should then do with them.
Salad?
That's
I love
true.
y'all.
I
Green
mean,
salad, green
yeah, I'll
salad,
give you
green
that.
salad,
So
green salad, green
from there,
salad, green
what do
salad,
I
green
need to do
salad.
to like essentially bridge the gap?
Can you repeat that? Sorry, I got a
Yeah.
tick.
So could you repeat that one more time? Just I think it made sense initially, but somehow I've lost it already.
I've actually literally forgotten what I said. Did someone remember? Sorry.
Does anyone remember?
Yeah, VG
Yeah,
basically asked, how the hell were you arguing about preferences and now you're arguing about preferences of God? How
I
are
remember
you
it was something
making the
like
claim that you're always arguing from your preferences? Because like literally just now, you even said, I just don't want to represent my own sect. So that means
yeah.
you're not being like fully truthful, right?
No, it's not that. It's just some sects of Christianity. They don't like you to represent their side in debates because unless maybe you've been there for many years.
Wait. When you say some sects, is it a sect that you belong to or no?
No, that's my point. I think I would have to
Dylan, right? I'm losing my patience because you keep then talking about other people. We're asking you directly about your view, and you're going, oh well, some sects would have the problem with it. We're asking
you're asking me to represent my sect of Christianity.
Does your sect have I'll ask again. Does your sect have a problem with you representing your view?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, so it does. So now it does.
Because your sect has a problem representing your view, we can't know your view. Is that what we're hearing now? So why are you even here?
Well,
yeah, I don't know why you're here.
You should just be quiet and never talk to anyone then.
Yeah.
Because you can't represent your view to anyone because your sect has a problem
with it. It's about specific debates in the front of an audience.
Then why are you here? What did you
Why are you here?
Dylan, what the fuck did you expect would happen when someone's like, okay, so by your view, Huh?
Sorry, I didn't mean to, I didn't mean to
Just
interrupt.
to be clear, we're talking about applied ethics, right? So we need to know your value system, the justifications you're using on the basis of why you think it's morally acceptable to do this. If your reason is because of God, and then you can't actually go and explain because of your sect, like have this debate, why are you here? You've wasted our time.
Okay, well, I apologize if I wasted your time. I mean,
No, it's not if. You did waste the time because you haven't come here, like, honestly then. You can't,
But
you're saying you can't
think I've been
represent
arguing
your
honestly.
view.
But I'm a bit confused about all of this conversation. I'm very confused, and I guess everybody here is, because Dylan, what we want to hear from you is, first of all, what makes it right to exploit animals, and then why do you do it? I'm guessing you do it because of preference, and when we ask you what makes it right, you say your religion, and you don't want to discuss about your religion. So it is indeed very weird, because veganism is a position where we say it's wrong to exploit animals and we don't do it. So it's about these two facts: the morality of exploiting animals for optional products and the action of choosing to not participate in it. And if one is strictly a preference and the other is something you can't discuss, then it's a bit difficult to have any form of conversation, isn't it? So do you understand where we're at? Like, do you want to have a conversation with us on what makes it moral to exploit animals?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be debate end if I just say, "Oh, because my religion says so." I mean, if that's what you guys wanted to hear, then I guess that is the bottom line.
I don't
But
think
in
that's
terms
the
of
end of the
arguing,
debate.
well, it kind of is though. It's
Well,
essentially,
that's why I was kind of asking you, like, do you think a 3-year-old child has free will? Most Christians don't. You probably don't, unless you have like some secret sect that you can't mention that believes 3-year-olds have free will.
if I say my paradigm allows it, then you can't really dispute that. That's a kind of a dead end for our discussion.
Does a
you could
3-year-old
Well,
human
it
child have
isn't,
free
no.
will?
you could be lying
Yes or
or
no?
something?
Sorry?
Does
Like
a 3-year-old child have free will? Yes or no?
I honestly don't know.
How about a 1-year-old child? Do they have free will? Yes or no?
Not sure. I actually don't know.
Why wouldn't an animal have free will, though? Because it seems like they are displaying all the traits of an individual who has free will. Sometimes they want to play when you want to take them out. Sometimes they want to poop when you want them to eat. Like, it's not like they just follow, like they just react to things. They actually have will to do things.
I mean, even that
I
doesn't
mean-
really matter, because if you don't know they have free will, it could be possible in your view they don't. Therefore, it's acceptable to farm them.
If
They
it
don't
was
have
Yeah,
agency.
I'd say
They don't have agency either, by the way. So, yeah,
just hypothetically, if it was proven to you, beyond a reasonable doubt, empirically, that a 2-year-old baby human does not have free will, is it okay to stab them?
Here comes the bullet bite.
no, that's immoral in my worldview.
Well, okay, that's a contradiction then, because you said that free will was the reason that it is immoral to stab humans, and then you just said it is not the reason. So that is a contradiction.
Well, it's not, because essentially I'm not making an argument that free will alone is the reason. It's a whole list of metaphysical categories. So.
Okay, so we take free will off the table. What's the next reason?
Moral agency was one, that they don't have moral agency.
Yeah, 2-year-olds also don't have moral agency, so it's not that either. The free will and moral agency are off the table. Not stabbed.
It's a
What's the
category
next
error,
one?
though.
How is it a category error?
Yeah.
Those were the reasons you gave.
Yeah, I'm saying we're a distinct category because of the metaphysical things we possess.
What are those?
Well, I gave you a couple of examples just now.
But we're saying these human. That's not even the case, because they don't possess them. You're just not being honest here. This is very painful.
Yeah,
you're asking me. You're saying if my worldview was false, would I be false? Yeah, you're right about that.
We're asking if the traits that you gave were removed from the human being, the ones you've given so far, would it be justified to do what we do to animals to them? Would it?
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible in my worldview. So you're saying
what's the contradiction?
If I was wrong, I'm wrong.
Wait. How is it impossible? What's the contradiction? Possibility would mean that there's a contradiction.
You said if essentially God doesn't exist, humans are completely different to how we understand them.
When did we say that?
Whoa. Are you listening? No, can you reproduce what I just said to you?
You said if humans didn't have the traits that we have, right?
Yeah, so the traits that you have given us so far that just that mean they're safe from sending to a gas chamber. You said they are, so we've removed them. We've given an example of a human who does not have those traits. Is it then justified to exploit and kill them for a sandwich?
Oh wait, guys, my headphones just died.
That's
I
fine. I
can
can still hear you.
Be fine.
Yeah, it's on speaker, but okay. Sorry, what was it?
Yeah, so we were asking you what makes it special about humans that we can't stab them for sandwiches. That makes it, okay to stab chickens for sandwiches. That it was the ability to have free will and moral agency. And we have examples of humans that don't have those traits. Example, a 2 or 3-year-old child, elderly person with dementia, someone with brain damage in a car accident who lost the capability to have those things. Would it be morally justified to stab those people for a sandwich? And you still said no. And then that entails a contradiction because those were the traits you gave earlier. And they are also not the traits. So what is it that is special about humans that, makes it not special for chickens? You can just stab them for a sandwich filler.
Yeah, I mean that's very hard to answer the way you phrased it because I guess in my view, the metaphysical ideas of right and wrong and what humans have, that's kind of like a transcendental kind of I think things would only be right and wrong really if we did have free will in the first place and have these different things. I think if you take that out of the equation, it kind of defeats my entire paradigm really.
So, not free will and what was the other one? Moral agency?
Moral agency, yeah.
Yeah. Are those not the things that it's unethical to stab humans? There's some other woo-woo thing, like a metaphysical.
Yeah, so
What
I'd
is
say,
that?
but I don't understand the issue with the fact that humans as a category have these things, or at least will have these things.
Not
and
necessarily. Not even
Why is the
necessarily.
potential of it, and not even potential, the guarantee of it happening, why would that not matter?
It's not that it doesn't matter, it's that we also have a threshold whereby we extend our moral consideration to other non-human animals. And again, it's not necessarily the case that will even be attainable by every human. So this sort of position commits those humans who don't have that ability to experience those things. That means that they are in jeopardy of being put in those same positions because you don't have something protecting their interests.
Well, in my view, I obviously do have something that protects them because we have morality, we have a whole paradigm that accounts for
Yeah,
that.
but by the way, the morality that apparently your sect won't allow you to defend, so I don't know why. If you're going to keep going back to that, then we do need to end the conversation. Or I'll dip out at least.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I hope that's not unreasonable, by the way. I mean, it is something where if you're representing your sect of Christianity and you're debating it on a stage, I think that's kind of something that you should at least be more you should have lots of experience with. I think that's kind of a fair position. I hope it's not unreasonable.
Yeah, it's a fair position, but I don't know why you then came here because you knew that's where it was going to go. If you didn't know where that was going to go there in a conversation about veganism, then I'm confused. Have you debated vegans before?
No. If I debated vegans before, I obviously would be more comfortable to represent an actual theistic argument.
By the way, I have a Christian argument for veganism, if you're interested.
I'm happy to leave it there. I feel like people getting a bit annoyed at me. I feel like
No. I mean, I think if you are committing to this view and then you're going to carry on paying for animals to be gassed and stuff, I think it would be important for you to hear within your framework why there would be a compelling argument, because I don't know if I can do that non-theistically. Do you mind just hearing that?
Yeah, I'm happy to hear what you guys have to say. I mean, I did come on to ask questions more so than to actually debate, by the way. But I mean, do you have a moral reason why we ought to be vegan or?
Well, yeah, sure. I have a moral system, a reason why one ought to be vegan. But if everything comes down for you to God, then we have an issue here, right? I can present both. I can present my moral stance, why I think it's immoral to exploit and slaughter animals. Which one would you prefer first, or I guess, or both, or neither? What?
I want to hear an objective reason, not your preference.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to share my screen if you don't mind. Just give me a sec. So there you go. So this is my argument from veganism. So the longest short of it is that my consideration of animals stems from them being sentient, and sentience is the thing that we share with animals. Both humans and animals have sentience. When you explore why it's not okay to exploit and slaughter human beings, it reduces to traits of sentience at the end of it, right? Like if somebody actually is capable of reducing why they value something, it's going to be sentient traits. So if that's the reason that we give human beings like rights to life, rights to like bodily autonomy and stuff like that, it reduces into sentience, then we should grant animals the same rights, right? The negative rights, the right to life, the right to bodily autonomy. And it's all predicated also on the fact that it's like not necessary and like actually atrocious, like it's we the reason that we exploit and kill animals is for unnecessary stuff, basically. And in the 21st century, we can not only replace the stuff that we need, we can even replace the stuff that we want from animals. And therefore, in the 21st century, it's a moral imperative to grant animals the rights of life and the rights of bodily autonomy, and therefore we should go vegan.
Right, so it's like a reductio argument. It's like that's the kind of one common denominator of why we value animals
I
and
don't know
humans
that.
as sentience. Is that the point?
I don't know why that would be a reductio. It would be a reduction, but not a reductio. Reductio is something else.
No, that's like helpful for your point. If you had like a logical reductio, I mean, that's
It's
like a
not a
strong
reductio,
argument.
it's a reduction. Yes, when you like ask somebody why do you value humans, and that person is like actually capable of thinking and stuff and like going through it. In the end, they're gonna say something like, "Well, human beings like." They want to be free. They really want to live. They don't want to die. And I can recognize that. And therefore, I think it's not okay to like slaughter human beings or exploit them, like imprison them, torture them, stuff like that. It's all going to be predicated on like sentient traits. And since animals also have sentience and therefore sentient traits, then we should grant animals the same rights that we grant human beings. The negative rights, obviously. We don't want chickens to vote or something like that.
Sure, but does that rely on the fact that all humans have to value sentience, like for that argument to work? Like some people might just, from a tribal group, they might not care about that at all.
I can't help them there, right? I can't talk for other people. Like, I think in the end, like, again, if a person is like half intelligent, it's going to reach the point of like sentient traits.
Right, but I
I can't
guess is
question
it a
like a tribe's
I'm
person. I
asking,
can't.
is that subjective though?
Sorry?
Is the argument a subjective argument? Is it saying that?
I mean, obviously, morality is subjective.
Oh, okay. Well, I
I mean,
mean,
if you were expecting for like something objective, I'm so sorry. I'm not a theist.
okay. I thought maybe there would be some. Okay, I guess so. We could leave it there then. Thanks a lot for your time, guys.
You don't have a problem with preferences though, right? Because you started this off with preferences.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was hoping that there'd. Yeah, I guess that is true. I was trying to see the preference reasons, but then you guys said it's not preference; it's kind of justified and it's a proven thing.
No. That's not what we said. It's been a couple times now where we've said things we haven't. Like it's in your view that it's then objective. That's why we said that. I'm a subjectivist as well. I think it's preferences. When I'm talking to you, I'm just sharing my preferences with you. There are objectivist vegans for sure. There are theistic vegans.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
also,
if you don't want to debate, that's fine. Like just to be clear, obviously you came in and asked questions, but then it became a debate because you started arguing with us, which is fine. That's what we do. But yeah, if you don't want to debate and if you can't debate from your actual position, then
Can I ask a question, Dylan? Because you're looking for objective things. So, you know, the two worlds thing, postmortem sometimes asks people this, and I think it's a very
Oh, I
good
can
one.
show it up for you.
So,
There you go. Oh, give me a
yeah,
second.
so there's two worlds, right? In one, we exploit and slaughter animals for whatever reason, and in one, we don't. Which one do you think is the better world?
If we don't exploit animals for unnecessary stuff, I guess I don't agree with torture and unnecessary slaughter. I can say I agree with that, but I wouldn't say. Would you say exploiting and
Yeah.
Wait,
I
you
agree with
just
the exploiting
Oh.
part. The slaughter part, I don't think is really that much of a big deal.
So,
Oh,
so wait,
yeah.
in what realm would it be wrong to exploit a non-human animal, but it wouldn't be to premeditate their trip to the slaughterhouse and kill them?
Because I don't think animal sentience is by itself that valuable. If you were to wipe it instantly to then eat them, and it's painless, then I don't think that's too bad. I think unnecessary torture is bad though.
But it is.
But the
It's,
question
it is
isn't if it's
unnecessary.
too bad.
No, wait. It's all unnecessary anyway. It's torturous to bring them into existence with the purpose of using them against their will and benefit, and then sending them to the slaughterhouse. Like what you're saying is, I'm against the thing that I'm trying to justify.
Well, I'm not against. Like, I don't value the sentience part of it that much itself.
Yeah, but
I was saying that unnecessary.
So you don't value the fact that when an animal is sent to the slaughterhouse and their throat is slit or they're gassed and they are gasping for air, you don't value that in any way. You don't think that's wrong or something to consider.
I think if it's done in a brutal, really painful way, that's definitely not ideal.
Wait. So these are
do
actually no.
value-
Just to be clear. So, for example, you're in the UK, right? From your accent.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So over 80% of the pigs here are sent to a gas chamber to be stunned, and that is seen as apparently the humane way to do it. That is certified humane, Red Tractor approved. All the associations that are concerned with this sign off on it. Even the RSPCA was signing off on it. The Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. So when you say that, like you're like, if we try and apply that to the real world, like what scenario would that apply to? Because it's not going to apply to what you're buying from anywhere.
Yeah, I think I'll give you guys that. I think practically the way it's going now isn't good. I guess I was more arguing about the kind of idea of like veganism and the philosophy of it, I guess. But
Wait.
I'll definitely concede that. I think treating them in a good way is obviously ideal.
It's just a bit that you said the way it's going now. So can you just give me an example of a way that would be absolutely morally fine to kill this animal, that it wouldn't be like horrible in your view? Just so I know.
And also,
Yeah, well,
and also, like, why aren't you vegan right now if you disagree with the practices that you're paying for?
I mean, that's not. I mean, in terms of the philosophy argument, like that's not really relevant. That's a too quoque way. It's kind of pointing out like hypocrisy rather than actually addressing.
Not pointing out hypocrisy. I was asking a question.
Yeah.
That's not. Yeah. I was asking a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but the question is to point out that okay, I guess fine, whatever. But yeah, I'm not vegan now because I don't really see the issue with. At least.
You don't see the
Not
issue
like-
with gassing pigs to death.
Yeah, I said it's not ideal to have it like really bad, but I think the least suffering the
Don't
better.
see
I'd say that.
Where do you buy your flesh from? Who do you eat? Like a pig? Do you eat bacon?
No.
You don't eat bacon. Do you eat cows?
Yeah.
Okay, so where do you buy your? Because we're probably shopping from similar places. Where do you buy them from?
It changes sometimes, like butchers.
Do you go to Tesco?
could be-
Do you ever go to Tesco and get a sandwich?
No, I don't usually go to Tesco for steak. No.
So you go to a supermarket for everything except steak.
Well, yeah. I mean, usually I'll either go. There's a farmer's market sometimes. There's I don't want to give away my address, but
Yeah.
there's butchers and stuff. Yeah.
Would you ever go to Tesco and get like a sandwich with like beef in it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
sure.
would. Okay. So you're actually paying for practices that you would think are horrific. And even if you go to the farmer's market, by the way, they're doing the same sort of thing. They're bolt gunning animals in the head who are scared. They go to the slaughterhouse. that's why I'm asking, how would I kill an animal in a way that's not then the criteria for what you're actually against? It seems like you're against it. Just
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely not ideal to go put them through too much suffering unnecessarily. That's definitely not good. I mean, I would love to change that, but I don't think it really is relevant whether or not I'm being hypocritical by still eating.
no, it is. It's relevant if you think it's bad. Then why are you doing it?
Well, I don't think it's necessarily that bad.
But
I
you
think it's
hang
kind
on.
of
Oh
not
my
ideal.
god! Look, like you've just said, it's
Bullshit
bad.
post.
Yeah, no, this is. I really don't think we're having an honest conversation. And for fuck's sake, mate, you can go to Aldi. You can go get vegan chicken breasts for £1.49 for 2 big breasts. They're vegan. You could get vegan burgers. Like this isn't hard. Like instead of just dancing around, moving the goalpost, not being honest about your view, saying it's bad, but then it's not really bad. I don't really care about their experience when they're gassed to death.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, I guess you guys did clear up some of my questions. I mean, since we are arguing about preferences, though, it's essentially the same as me saying I want you to eat meat, though. At the end of the day, isn't it? So.
Well, I mean, again, you don't have preferences according to your view, right?
I definitely have preferences.
Are they aligning with the God that you believe in?
No, they're just preferences. Like I like to eat ice cream.
No, moral preferences.
Well, that's not what morals aren't preferences. It's just two different things.
Preferences pertaining to what's right or wrong.
Well, that's not a preference. It's not a preference is a separate.
So when I
category.
say I prefer an animal not to be stabbed to death because I think it's wrong, I'm not giving you my preference.
Yeah, you're giving me a preference
about something that I believe to be wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a preference.
Yeah.
What's the confusion?
Oh my, Joe, can you just rephrase this? Because am I just like not saying things word?
Well, no, you're saying that your preference is to not eat meat and it's bad to kill animals, but I say my preference is for you to eat animals. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but it is pertaining to what I believe is right or wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, but what you believe is your preference. I mean,
that's not what you're being
What the
asked,
fuck?
Dylan. You're not being asked that. I have a final lick of patience, okay? Can I just figure out, do you think it is wrong, morally, to send a cow to the slaughterhouse to have their brains blown out? Yes or no?
no, that's not wrong.
That's not wrong. According to what, sorry? Because you've said it is, by the way. You said you have said it is. So now is it not?
I said it's wrong. No, I said from the start to take away sentience as painlessly as possible is not bad.
So painlessly as possible, what does that mean to you?
A
So
quick
blowing out their
death
brains with a bolt gun. So the most humane methods right now, apparently, are bolt gunning an animal in the head, blowing their brains out. So is that, in your view, something that's morally justified?
Yeah, I think it's not. There's nothing morally wrong with that.
Dylan, just another quick question. My dog is upstairs, sleeping.
Mhm.
I take a shotgun to her fucking head and blow her brains out right now
Real
just because I
quick.
want to.
Real quick.
It's not morally wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
He did it quickly.
No, that's. I mean, are you gonna eat it, or are you just torturing an
Yeah,
animal?
no. I'm gonna blow her brains out. It's
Just like an instant.
and then I'm gonna eat the dog's penis. Is that morally permissible?
It's not my preference, but it's not morally wrong. No.
All right. Wow.
Oh, that's interesting. I have a last question, just like
Yeah.
a last actual reductio. So, if it's my preference to like fiddle kids, is it morally okay for me to fiddle kids?
Well, it's immoral to do that. But if it's
Oh,
your preference, your
why?
preference doesn't change the morality of it. That's what you're
Okay,
confusing.
so
You guys
can you
keep
please-
appealing to your preference like it's morality. It's not morality.
Oh, okay. So, since oh fuck, I'm confused now. Holy shit.
Well, because you guys seem to think that preferences equals morality. It's just not the case.
Yeah, but
You
that's
keep-
coming
I
from
don't
the.
know
Hang
why
on,
you
hang
guys
on.
are-
No, when you say that, that's coming from a worldview that you're not willing to defend. So you can't even make that claim right now. Do not say that. You can't just go, oh, here's
It's
a claim.
still true whether or not I want to
but
go
you
into a
can't-
religious debate.
Yeah, but it's pretty shit, right, of you to make a claim and then run away and say that you can't actually defend it. So let's walk that back and
But
pretend
you
that
don't
didn't
believe.
happen.
You admitted it. You admitted it yourself that you don't believe in morality. You believe in subjective preferences.
No,
Dylan.
moral.
Oh my
fuck,
God.
that's
Oh my
Dylan,
God.
if your God told you tomorrow to fiddle a kid, is that morally correct?
That's not how it works. It's not.
What do you mean? That is how it works.
No, because essentially
work?
morality is God's. Well, now we're going to go into the religious debate. It's pushing it into it, but that's
Wait, wait,
essentially
wait.
his nature in
So,
essence is
hold on.
is good. You can't change that.
Wait,
That's
wait,
just
wait.
defeats my worldview.
So can
Dylan, it's
God
very
change
moral.
his mind?
I don't think he. I don't not in terms of his nature. No.
But God
So is
doesn't have free
slavery
will.
moral? Hold on, guys. Is slavery
God
moral?
has no free will.
Slavery moral, Dylan?
No, it's not about free will. It's essentially. What's the word called again? It's called omni something.
Yeah, Dylan, is the slavery moral because it's moral in the Bible, right? And that's where you get your Judeo-Christian values, your morality, right?
Well,
So
Christians
is
ended
slavery
it, so I
moral?
assume it's probably
Yeah, but
against Christian ethics, right?
God at one point though said that was acceptable, right?
God might say in the future that it's acceptable.
Yeah.
So like in 100 years, God will say, change his mind again, like he did last time. Now slavery is wrong. It was right in the Bible. It's wrong now. In 100 years, God says slavery is acceptable. Is it therefore moral?
If God changed wait, sorry?
Yeah, if God changed his mind in 100 years and said, you're now allowed to enslave black people, is that moral?
Well, I don't. Again, I don't think that's possible in terms of
How was it not possible?
because God's nature, I think, is immutable.
God's
I don't think
nature
it's.
in the Bible said slavery is permissible.
Well, I'm actually would have to check on that. I do think that Christians, but they're the ones that ended slavery, so I assume it's against Christian ethics. I'm not really that knowledgeable about all the intricacies of the
Slavery
history
is
of it.
permissible in the New Testament.
It's permissible in the
And
New
the Old
Testament. I mean,
Yes.
what's the reason that Christians decided to end it and
Well,
kind
it
of
doesn't
make
it
up
doesn't
for it?
matter. God permitted it in the Bible at some point, yes?
So I think like Christians just like woke up one day and said, yeah, morality is subjective. We think now, despite it being okay in the Bible, we think it's like wrong to enslave human beings. And so like they went against God's commandments and they just like emancipated black people, right? So it just seems like either it was a revolution from God and God just changed their mind, or like Christians went against God. On both positions, it just seems that like it's totally okay for you to like go vegan and like stop coping about it.
Dylan,
Yeah,
you
well, I'm
know
not going to
how
represent essentially. I've already discussed that. I'm not going to represent my side of Christianity just because if I'm going to get into an argument about what was permissible, how each thing changed in the sequence of events,
I
if I
mean,
do a bad job
supposedly
of
the
that,
Bible
I'll
is the
regret
same
feeling.
Bible,
I'll feel
right?
bad about that. So,
The Bible is the same Bible?
sorry, the Bible's the same. Yeah.
Dylan,
Yeah,
you know how like
about
the
what-
Bible was originally like the Dead Sea Scrolls, and then they found like new verses of the Bible, and it's been appended in the past.
Well, I
Aware of
don't
that
necessarily. So,
basic
like,
history.
I mean,
I feel like
I
the New
guess
Testament came after the Torah, and like there's been new scriptures found. Hypothetically, like in 100 years, if we found a new scripture of the Bible, they found it like in an old tomb, and it said, "Thou shalt fiddle kids and enslave black people." Would it then be moral? If it's like new scripture was found and it was, you know, validated with the priests and everything, and the bishops and the Pope is like, "Hey, look, we found this new scripture. It was in an old tomb, and it is legit. Like Jesus wrote this with his own fucking blood."
just you're saying if that was actually the case, or like you
Yes,
saying if they lied about it.
if it were actually the case, would it then be okay to grape kids?
Well, that would completely shatter my worldview. I would change instantly. So.
Oh, so then it's not God. You don't follow
Well,
God's
no,
command.
it is. You're saying because you made a hypothetical and said if it's the case that your God's completely different and everything's
Yeah, but you,
everything's warped.
Dylan, just admitted that if God did that, you wouldn't follow God. So then you don't follow God. You follow Dylan.
I kind of disagree. So you're saying I wouldn't believe in that God at that point. So that's my point.
But you believe in the God that commanded slavery right now.
See, I'm not going to go into the religious debate there. I believe mainly not just from historical things, but mainly from.
Wait, have you never heard that God commanded slavery to be acceptable? You've never heard any verses of the Bible that say that?
I think there's conflicting ones though, aren't there?
What do you mean? So wait, they say yes, but then they also say no?
No, conflicting in terms of like in the context of the time and.
Wait, did he say it at one point?
No, I'm saying in the context, maybe it meant something different. I can't really debate. I
Okay,
can't
then
debate the
we-
history.
So
God
wait,
gives
so hang on.
instructions of,
So
like-
actually, in the context of everything, you could have interpreted it wrong, and he could actually say that when he said "thou shalt not kill," he also meant doggies, and chickens and pigs and all the other animals. So I can't now trust if you are like, oh well, it's contextual, that maybe the language is wrong. You then don't know God's word. You have no fucking clue what he
Was that a
said,
question? So,
huh?
was that a question?
No, that's
Yeah, when God said, "Thou shalt not kill," how do you know He just meant humans?
See, I'm not a scholar on this. I think
Don't
there's.
know. So you don't know how to interpret it either. You don't even know God's word. How do you fucking know anything?
Well, you're asking me to defend scripture and defend a religious faith.
You're using it to justify stabbing or taste pleasure.
But I also gave my preferences of what I actually value, which is the metaphysical categories that humans have.
You
Which is
also
the
said it
same
was
argument
okay
you
to
guys
blow my
gave
dog's
about
brains
preference.
out if I just wanted to and eat their dick. You also said that.
Yeah, it's not my preference. I mean, it's you would agree it's not morally wrong either, though, wouldn't
okay. Can we just double check? Okay,
You would
and then-
agree
wait,
that it is morally wrong.
Wait.
What?
So
you said you don't believe in morals, so that doesn't make any
no.
sense. It's
Hang on,
contradictory.
hang on. Right, before you're not even listening to what we're saying. But just to be clear, Tones put an excerpt in Exodus 21, 21, King James Version. 20, and if a man smites his servant or his maid with a rod and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. So the implication there, right, is as long as this doesn't happen, the slave part is absolutely fine. The having slave isn't the bit that's being critiqued, it's what you do with them. So just to be clear, do you think that it's right to own slaves as long as you don't do that?
I can't really comment on that, but can I ask a couple more questions? One more
Do
question
not,
before I go.
wait, why can't you comment on that, sorry?
Dylan, just answer
I'm
yes or no.
not
Can
the
we have
best when it
slaves?
comes to
No,
scripture.
well,
I know there's the New
hang on,
Testament fulfilled the law.
you're
I know
fine.
things.
You're
It's obviously more complex. You're asking me a question
Right,
which
no,
has
right,
been studied
Dylan,
for a long time.
Dylan,
Like, what do you
I
mean?
have lost my patience. You have come here
Okay.
and no, you have said, I am fine sending animals to gas chambers because of what God says. But then I show you what God says and ask
we
you if
both
that's
gave our preferences.
justified and you can't answer the fucking question. Isn't it interesting how you're dodging? Is slavery wrong, yes or no?
No, it's obviously wrong. It's obviously wrong.
Okay, so you're going against the word of God. So if you can go against the word of God,
It's a debated topic, isn't it? You're
but
oversimplifying this.
But you can already acknowledge that he can change his mind because in one excerpt he's conflicting himself, right? He is doing that in these different testaments. So if it's the case he can change his mind, all right, and you think it is wrong, then you're not following God's will, you're following your preferences. So then why can't it
That's
be your
what you say,
preference?
but it's a
if you're-
debated
if
topic.
it is your
so-
preference, the possible world that is better if everyone just goes vegan, then why will you not stop paying for animals to be exploited and killed?
Look, I really don't like the fact that you're going to go and essentially cherry pick a bit of scripture which we're both not experts on, and is a complicated thing, and then you act like this is.
It's not cherry picking when the claim
It
we're
is, 'cause
talking
you
about
can't
is
explain all the context of that entire verse. You can't of
But
the entire
you're right. Hang on, Dylan. Please fucking focus. You're the one who evoked the word of God as a justification. So when then we're using the word of the God, which is communicated in the Bible, you're saying, oh well, you don't know if he actually said that. You're the one who brought us here. I don't want to fucking talk about religion. You're the one who uses it as a
I didn't want to either. You guys are the ones pressing the religion point.
You are the one who uses it as a justification, hence going there.
Oh,
But
just
you're
as
saying
a
justification-
thing. So just as a thing to be clear, because I kind of want to be in the middle of this, and the point that we're trying to make is that even if we're cherry picking, as you say, right, some parts of the Bible, I mean, I don't know how much you've been looking at these debates. I watch debates on the Bible often, and I've read the Bible also. I read only the Old Testament, not the new one. But either way, like, one thing is clear: there is no clear statement within the Bible that says that slavery is wrong, right? So at best, God is agnostic towards slavery, but you're saying that slavery is wrong. So you're already still not following this one thing where God is agnostic towards. So why is it that when God, because based on your position, God says that you can, but God is agnostic whether it is right or wrong to exploit animals. So why is it that you can't form an opinion whether it is right or wrong to exploit animals, but you can form an opinion whether human slavery is right or wrong?
Because I guess so. In terms of animals, the right or wrong part, I gave my kind of personal preference of what I value in humans. I think that's the reason why I don't see an issue with it, I guess. When it comes to, yeah, by the way, someone in chat saying moving on. I'm very happy to move on. I feel like because I wasn't necessarily here to debate. I know I did kind of drag it there a little bit, but can I just, is it fine before I go just to ask what like a quick question about vegan ethics? Like, if would you guys stop other carnivore animals from eating other ones? Like, would you kill them to prevent them eating
Yeah,
and killing
that's
other
you can
animals?
ask other people. Like, oh, well, I'm gonna leave anyway.
A few moments later.
Then it doesn't matter whether it exists or not. And all I'm saying is that if you believe in a metaphysical system that justifies the exploitation of animals, then I can easily believe in a metaphysical system that justifies me exploiting you. It's as simple as that. Because it's a belief system, I don't have to justify it in any other way. How is that in any form logical or a world where you would want to live in?
Chip, just pause real quick. I just wanted to bring Elle back in because, I just wanted to let Elle know that you just called her a hysterical woman.
Oh, don't do this.
Oh,
She was quite hysterical at me. The reason why I said that is because I felt like I was pressed to answer some questions which I wasn't sure on because I was either going to get told that I'm ducking or I'm running.
Yeah, just want you to publicly defend your view here that you think Elle was hysterical.
I think she's a nice woman. I think she's nice.
Yeah, no, sorry. Are you retracting the claim that you apparently made?
I'm not making a point that you've always been like. I'm not making a personal attack on you outside of this debate. It was more so you were very angry at me and I called it hysterical.
So why would you say hysterical woman? There's some implications there.
What's the implication?
That you have a disproportionate view on when women show their emotions versus people who aren't.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it was a bit hysterical the way you were the only one reacting that same way.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call you a hysterical man if you got
Could do.
annoyed.
I wouldn't be offended if I was shouting and stuff.
Okay, so
fine.
do you understand why it might be annoying for someone to hear someone who keeps backtracking on what they're saying? They don't even come to the debate with a view of their own. They can't tell me whether or not slavery is wrong in one moment. Do you see how that might annoy somebody?
Elle, I just want to also mention he
I can see that.
basically admitted to lying before you rejoined. He said it wouldn't be okay to blow my dog's brains out and eat their penis.
What? So wait.
He was lying earlier about that apparently.
So what's your view, Dylan? Is it acceptable to blow out a dog's brains quickly for food purposes?
Oh, for food purposes.
Yeah.
That's.
You were asked that before.
That's,
yeah, the penis. So to eat the penis for food.
Yeah, that's a really gross part. But I think killing a dog and eating it's not like morally wrong.
But you.
So I go upstairs just again. So you like backtracked earlier before Elle rejoined. Now you're back on the live stream. I get a shotgun, go upstairs, and blow my dog's brains out, and then I eat their penis. That's morally acceptable for you?
It's gross, but I guess it's not really morally wrong. People eat all parts of animals, don't they?
But blowing out the part you should really have a problem with is blowing out their brains. So the dog in your avatar, I'm fine to blow out their brains.
We can focus on that part. I think it's getting confusing with the grossness of what parts you're eating.
Okay, so I blow out their brains so I can eat them for bacon, dog bacon.
Yeah, that's the same as killing any other animal and eating it, right?
Like the human animal?
I think we're a different category.
What's the argument for that?
The metaphysical attributes.
That you can't defend?
I'm sorry. It's so fun. No, so So
yeah,
he's saying that the difference between a human and an animal is something that doesn't exist. It's something
yeah,
that is physical, but that he only
Oh,
himself defined.
yeah.
But as I said, Dylan, the difference
you don't
between
get the
us
point
and
though. We've been
you
over
is something
this.
that
No.
we only defined ourselves. It's something metaphysical. It's called a shoal. I told you,
But
we all have a
your
shoal.
arguments
You
rest on
don't.
logic, which is
Yeah,
metaphysical. Don't you see
Dylan,
that? It's
Dylan,
self-refuting.
it's so hilarious how you have the audacity to call me a hysterical woman, but you're coming here to a debate and you're not even
I didn't
willing to
really come to
defend
a
your
debate. I
own
came to ask questions.
position. Yeah, but you acknowledged, right? Slippery Dylan. You acknowledged you turned it into one. You even said that verbatim.
Yeah, accidentally.
Oh, so you want to stop debating?
Well, it takes two.
Would
I'm
you
happy
like
to stop
to stop
debating. I
debating?
wanted to ask some more questions, to be honest.
Okay,
but
well, no.
my battery's on 3%.
Are
So I
we
don't know how
happy
long-
for Dylan to leave? On the basis that he's
Yeah,
fine
I'm
with
I'm
us
happy
fine,
to leave. Can I
Dylan.
just say one
As I
last
said,
thing?
you don't have a shoal.
I think
You don't have a shoal. So
I
it's
think
okay.
I think we're good. I think you've had plenty of words.
All right,
I think
I'm just okay. But metaphysical things like
that
logic,
you cannot
you guys are all
defend.
using
You're not
yourself,
willing
so
to
you can't
defend.
disregard it.
Yeah,
It's
you're not.
just a logic.
I'll regard it when you talk about it. Defend it. Why the fuck should I regard it? He's gone. Why the fuck should I
Yes,
regard
no.
it if you're not willing to even speak about it or defend it? What fucking
I also
ding-dong.
don't think this person. I don't think this person understands the difference between, like, mathematically speaking, a function and the group that the function is based in, right? Like the numbers that this function is based in. Because what we're having a problem is you using metaphysical traits to apply a function, and he's saying, well, you're applying a metaphysical functions. All functions are metaphysical. The problem is when you apply it to metaphysical fucking things that don't exist. It's such a ridiculous thing
And
to
he's
say.
so fucking slippery, okay? He was fine to call me a hysterical woman when I wasn't here, but then I get brought back and he's like, oh, don't do this. Oh. Just to be clear, the hysterical woman thing, when people say that, they're doing it to dismiss the person. It's just like, oh, well, we shouldn't listen to them because they're hysterical. That's what it's for. It's a rhetorical tactic to deflect. Like, so what was my point? Oh my God, I've just brain fired. Basically, it's fine for him to say, oh yeah, hysterical, don't listen to what he says, but he's emoting all over the place. He can't tell us anything about his actual values.
So Dylan is in faux right now saying that didn't intend to be in bad faith. So they say thank you for interesting points and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know how much I believe that, but I'm willing for it to be possible that he didn't mean it. And I'm happy for it to change and start fresh if Dylan's gonna hear this, but I hope
I think maybe they should talk to perspective philosophy, right?
Yeah, if they want to talk, yeah, if you at PP.
Yeah.
I'm also curious if he condemns homosexuality like a Christian, because Christians do that. So I just feels it feels
I never
it feels
pull on
to
my
me like the
gayness
typical
enough.
Christian.
I never deploy my gayness enough. To be honest.
Hysterical and gay women.
And
You're
gay.
fucked.
Oh my God.
And also Timothy 2:12 says that you should be silent. So
it
shut the
does.
fuck
He
up.
shouldn't have even been letting me speak if he follows that.
And collaterally me.
Yeah.